영어 동화 세상 리틀팍스.
The Willow Creek Twins, Raising Chicks. Chapter 1. Which one are you? It was Saturday, and Katie Donovan sat on the kitchen floor petting Magoo, the family dog. Her twin sister Joy was at the big round table waiting for a snack. Grandpa, the best cook in the family, had just baked brownies. Said Katie.
I love brownies.
Just then, Mom looked toward a county road and said, "The mail truck is coming, girls. It's turning the corner." Katie jumped up.
Let's go, Magoo.
She and the hound raced through the house and out the front door. Magoo followed Katie all the way down the driveway. Katie hardly ever got any mail, except birthday cards, and those were sent to Katie and Joy Donovan. But both girls still liked to collect the mail when it came. The mail truck rumbled to a stop at 10 Blackberry Road. The mailman leaned out of the window.
Hello, Magoo,
He called and gave the mail to Katie.
Hello, Jeff.
Said Katie. Jeff looked at her closely.
Which twin are you?
He asked. Katie sighed.
I'm Katie.
I always get you two mixed up.
Said Jeff. Then he drove off down the road.
We're totally different.
Mumbled Katie as the mail truck disappeared in a cloud of dust. Katie liked having a sister who was her identical twin, but she hated it when people mixed them up, which happened all the time.
You know which one I am, don't you, Magoo?
Whispered Katie. Magoo sniffed her hand.
That's right. Joy and I smell different, don't we?
The house smelled like brownies.
Mail delivery!
Katie called out. She read the name on the first envelope.
For John Donovan from Sunshine Seed Company.
Great!
Said Grandpa.
My corn seeds!
Grandpa would be planting the garden soon.
Here's a letter for Deborah Donovan,
said Katie, flipping through the mail. Mom was looking at a book about Missouri birds. Thanks, honey, she said.
And for Steve A. Donovan, the new green zine,
exclaimed Katie. This was a magazine all about recycling. Dad owned the Willow Creek Recycling Center.
The rest is junk mail,
said Katie.
Nothing for us today, Joy. Unless you want a chicken catalog. It's from a place called the Cackle Farm,
she said with a grin.
Okay,
said Joy as Katie grabbed a brownie from the table.
Okay,
echoed Katie in surprise.
Okay, I'll look at the catalog,
repeated Joy.
Really?
Katie handed it to her.
You're interested in chickens?
Yep.
Joy flipped through the catalog.
Hey, I didn't know chickens came in all these colors,
she said.
Look at this one, Katie.
I don't like chickens,
Katie said.
You like them.
You're no fun sometimes,
Joy complained. Katie ignored her sister. Instead, she followed Dad, who was carrying a bucket out to the compost bin.
Dad,
she asked slowly,
how can you tell I'm Katie and not Joy?
Oh, that's easy. Well...
Then Dad grinned.
I know. You're freckles. You have 14 freckles on your nose. Joy has 12.
Oh, Dad!
Katie moaned.
You don't believe me? Go count them.
Katie rolled her eyes and walked back inside. Her father was teasing her. He didn't understand that sometimes it was hard to be a twin. Joy was still looking at the catalog.
We can buy these chickens when they are tiny chicks and raise them.
Then what would we do? Make fried chicken? Ha!
Joked Katie.
We wouldn't eat them,
Joy said.
We'd eat their eggs.
What's wrong with the eggs from Tucker's grocery?
Asked Katie. Joy made a face.
Chickens are fun, Katie. Not like you right now.
Katie looked away. She knew she was being a little mean to her sister, but for some reason she couldn't help it today. The Willow Creek Twins, Raising Chicks. Chapter 2, Chicken Plans. It was Sunday morning, and Grandpa was making everyone pancakes. Joy was still in her pajamas and still talking about chickens.
This one has a blue tail.
Said Joy.
And this one has feathers on its feet.
Mom smiled. They look like house slippers. Grandpa gave Joy a plate of pancakes and looked over her shoulder at the catalog.
See that one with the black and white stripes?
He said.
We had a hen like that when I was a boy. Sometimes she slept in my lap, just like a cat.
Dad smiled.
So, Joy,
He said.
do you think we should get some chickens?
Joy's eyes opened wide and a big smile spread across her face.
Oh, Dad, could we? Could we buy some little chicks?
They won't be little for long, warned Mom. They'll become big chickens. Would you take care of them? Would you feed them and give them water?
Yes, I promise.
Said Joy.
And I'd gather the eggs, too.
I could make some delicious omelets with those fresh eggs.
Said Grandpa.
Where's Katie?
Asked Joy, jumping up from the table. She ran to the stairway and called,
Come downstairs, Katie.
Upstairs, Katie didn't hear her sister. She was busy staring at herself in the bathroom mirror. Jellybean, the cat, was sitting in the doorway, licking her gray fur.
Here we go.
Katie whispered as she picked up the scissors. Jellybean stopped licking and watched Katie with round yellow eyes. Downstairs, Dad was talking.
It's good for the planet when we raise our own food.
He said.
I hope I can remember how to take care of baby chickens.
Said Grandpa.
You have to teach me, Grandpa.
Replied Joy as she sat back down at the table. She'd given up trying to get Katie's attention. I'll bring home a book on the subject tomorrow, said Mom. She worked part-time at the Willow Creek Library. Suddenly, everyone looked up at the ceiling. They heard Katie's footsteps in the hallway above. Then, they heard her pounding down the stairs.
Here she comes.
Said Joy.
Good morning, world!
Katie exclaimed as she popped into the kitchen. She twirled on her bare feet.
Notice anything different about me?
Magoo, who had been napping in the corner, opened his eyes. Yes, I noticed that you ran down the steps with scissors, scolded Mom. That's really dangerous. Katie looked down at the scissors in her hand.
Oops,
She said.
sorry.
You've done something to your hair.
Stated Dad.
You've got bangs.
Joy burst out.
Ta-da!
Exclaimed Katie. Joy frowned.
But Katie,
She said.
now we look different.
That's right.
Katie said happily.
From now on, I'm the one with bangs.
She sat down at the table.
Grandpa, may I have some pancakes, please?
You did a good job, Katie, Mom commented. Joy looked around the table, upset.
But do we still look like twins?
Sure you do.
Said Dad.
Nope.
Corrected Katie.
We look completely different.
Then Mom spoke up. Joy, tell Katie about the chickens.
Chickens?
Repeated Katie.
Yes.
Said Joy.
We're getting chicks from the Cackle farm.
Katie stared at her sister.
What will we have to do?
Lots.
Joy was smiling again.
You see, they have to live indoors for a while. We have to keep them warm and watch them every minute.
When Katie thought of the cute little chicks, she almost smiled. But then she remembered that she was the Donovan twin who didn't like chickens. Joy noticed Katie's blank expression.
Aren't you excited?
she asked. Katy shrugged and poured syrup on her pancakes.
Last chance for pancakes, folks.
Grandpa announced.
Joy and I have to get this kitchen cleaned up. We've got chicken plans.
The Willow Creek Twins, Raising Chicks. Chapter 3, Big News.
The next day, Katy and Joy rode their bicycles to Boone Elementary School. They were both excited. Katy couldn't wait for everyone to see her new bangs. And Joy wanted to tell everyone about the chickens.
There's Luke.
Shouted Joy. She waved at a boy in a t-shirt that said, "I dig worms." Luke was Katy and Joy's cousin.
Joy,
Said Katy.
why don't you wait until Mr. Higgins starts the science lesson? Then tell everybody about the chicks. Learning about animals is part of science.
Joy hesitated.
Well, if you think so,
She said.
I guess I could wait until science.
But Katy didn't wait to share her news.
Hey, Luke, I've got bangs. Now nobody will mix me up with Joy.
Oh, that's good, I guess.
Luke replied.
How's your bait business?
Asked Katy. Luke collected earthworms and sold them to fishermen at the gas station.
Excellent.
Said Luke.
On Saturday, I sold 8 cups of worms for $1 each. Wait until summer. I won't be able to keep up with the demand.
Here comes Laura.
Exclaimed Joy. Laura Lehman was in the 3rd grade too.
What's new?
Laura asked.
I've got bangs.
Katy blurted out.
And I've got something exciting to tell everyone.
Joy whispered to Laura.
But I can't say it yet.
Ms. Olson, the school principal, stood outside the front door.
Good morning, twins.
She said.
Good morning, Luke. Laura.
Good morning, Ms. Olson.
Said Katy.
From now on, remember, Katy is the one with bangs.
Okay, that's nice to know.
Replied Ms. Olson. Mr. Higgins waited by the door to the 3rd grade classroom.
Hello, Luke. Hello, Laura.
He said.
Hello, twins.
Katy here.
Stated Katy.
I'm the one with bangs.
She thought,
It's going to be a great day.
the first activity of the day was a math worksheet. Katy got 3 division problems wrong. Joy solved them all. During spelling time, Katy spelled cheese with a Z instead of an S. Joy spelled every word right. When it was time for art, Katy's clay horse would not stand up. But Joy's clay sheep looked perfect.
What is happening to my great day?
Wondered Katy. She had a feeling that things would get worse. Science was next, and that meant Joy would soon have everyone's attention. First, Luke showed the class a creepy earthworm he dug up. It was 23 centimeters long. Next, Joy raised her hand. Katy jumped out of her seat.
Guess what?
Mr. Higgins and the class looked at Katy.
We're getting baby chickens.
Said Katy. She heard Joy gasp.
That's big news.
Said Mr. Higgins.
How old will they be?
They'll be really little.
Katy said quickly.
1 day old.
Joy answered. Mr. Higgins turned to Joy.
Oh,
He said. Then he looked back at Katy.
how many chicks are you getting?
Maybe 3?
Replied Katy. She looked over at Joy, who narrowed her eyes at Katy.
6.
Joy corrected her.
What do chicks eat?
Asked Mr. Higgins.
Are you getting a rooster?
Asked Luke.
Will they miss their mother?
asked Laura. Katie was sorry that she had opened her big mouth. She had ruined things for Joy. And now she couldn't answer a single question. She looked over at Joy.
Well,
Joy said, taking over.
first, they will have special feed.
She pulled out her chicken catalog, and everyone gathered around Joy's desk.
Here are the kinds of chickens we picked out.
She explained proudly. Katie stayed at her desk, listening in silence.
The Willow Creek Twins, Raising Chicks. Chapter 4. Are we ready?
Katie knew she had made a big mistake at school. She should have let Joy tell the big news about the chickens.
I need some exciting news of my own,
Thought Katie as she finished setting the table.
something bigger than bangs.
Supper time.
Called Grandpa.
My famous spaghetti and meatballs.
The family sat down at the kitchen table, and Mom started filling plates. Joy shot a look at Katie.
Everyone asked me a million questions about the baby chickens today. And Mr. Higgins asked me to bring some chicks to school in a few weeks.
Katie felt her face turn red.
Luke brought an earthworm to school.
She said quickly.
It was 23 centimeters long.
Oh my! Exclaimed Mom.
I don't like worms.
Said Joy.
They're yucky.
I think worms are cool.
Explained Katie.
Maybe we should all sell worms, too.
Suggested Dad, laughing.
Not me.
Said Joy with a shiver.
I brought home a sturdy cardboard box from the recycling center today.
Said Dad.
It will make a good house for the chicks.
I bought chicken feed and some other stuff at the store today.
Said Grandpa.
Everything is in the spare room.
Katie suddenly jumped up from her chair.
Aha!
She exclaimed.
I've got it!
Everyone stared at her. What? Asked Mom.
I'm going to help Luke sell worms!
Katie dashed out of the kitchen and up the stairs to her room. That child is full of surprises, said Mom, shaking her head. Joy didn't say anything. She was still a little mad at Katie for blurting out the news about the chicks.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Asked Dad.
The chicks should arrive in the mail tomorrow. Let's get to work.
They all headed upstairs to the spare room. The supplies Grandpa had bought were piled on the floor. Dad cleared off a table and set his big cardboard box on top. A chick house is called a brooder, explained Mom. She was sitting on the bed, reading from her library book, How to Raise Chickens. We need to put holes in the sides so air can flow through the box,
I can do that.
replied Dad. Joy picked up some shopping bags and opened them on the bed.
Look at this stuff.
She cried happily.
Here's the chicken feeder. And a water jar.
Here's the heat lamp.
Said Grandpa. The lamp should be about half a meter above the chicks, explained Mom. The babies need to be kept warm. Grandpa clamped the lamp on the box. Joy emptied a bag of wood shavings into the box. As she spread them out, Grandpa filled the feeder and the water jar. He put them in the box, and Mom added a thermometer. Ready? Asked Mom.
Ready.
Cried Joy. Suddenly, something flew through the air and landed right in the brooder.
Oh, Jelly Bean!
Cried Joy. She put her arms around Jelly Bean's belly and lifted her out of the box. Jelly Bean screeched.
Go away!
Scolded Joy.
No cats allowed!
Jelly Bean ran down the hallway to the twins' bedroom. Katie was talking on the telephone.
Okay, Luke.
she said.
Tomorrow night, a flashlight, a bucket, a rag. I'll have everything ready. Thanks, partner.
She hung up the phone.
Big news, Jelly Bean,
Said Katie happily.
I'm in the bait business.